Peace, Morris. Prophet Noble Ali, peace and love to the prophet. He said that Moors should learn a second language. Moors should learn a second language. And that second language, he said right here in his literature, that the second language that Moors should learn should be Spanish. And you say, why did Prophet Noble Ali say that Moors should learn a second language, Spanish? Because it's not called Spanish. It's really called Moorish Latin. Moorish Latin, the word love actually is this. The word love, people was out there, celebrating so-called Valentine's Day. And the whole time, you look at the word love, and you actually see your own name for your own people in that word. Amor. What is amor? A secret or illicit love affair or lover. Middle English originally in the sense of love, affection, via Old French. From Latin, amor, love. Now you starting to look at this definition now. You starting to put things together in your head like, hold up, wait a minute. People out here celebrating so-called Valentine's Day, and the word myrrh, which means love, which traces back to the hieroglyphics. Right here on the literature, you see it carved in on stones. The word myrrh. Let me get a close up of that. Yeah, let me get a close up of that. See that right there? So if you want to talk about love, you got to talk about Moors. If you want to talk about the ancient ones, if you want to talk about the Egyptian Book of the Dead, if you want to talk about ancient Mayat, you got to talk about Moors. You have to. Our ancestors left so much information. Peace and love to all the Moors, all the Muslims. Yeah, we own that. We own that. Yeah, we own that. So when you say you love somebody, or when you say your nationality, when you say where you from, you still dealing with hieroglyphics. You still dealing with more science. You still dealing with more as the title in Tamari, Kemet. So you can't get away from it. See? You can't get away from it. You cannot. You could try. You could try, but you can't get away from that. You can't get away from this if you try to. It don't matter where you go on planet Earth. You still gonna come right around to the same other side. You gonna still come back to this. You gonna still come back to this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold up. Oh yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. Because you have people out here talking about they celebrating Valentine's Day, and you ask somebody about what's the history of Valentine's Day. Watch this. This ain't no magic trick. This real time. Look, watch this. Watch this. Check it out. Why was St. Valentine killed?
According to History.com, to get rid of the problem, Claudius banned all marriages and engagements in Rome. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death.
That he be put to death? What? That he be put to death? So you have people out here spending a bag. People was out here losing their minds. DJ Monte, you funny as hell though. I seen them post though. People was out here spending the bag, G. I'm talking about going haywire. Just throwing a whole store at that girl or vice versa. Then you look at St. Valentine, who was not a European. He was of Moorish descent. So Valentine was actually beheaded because he went against the church. Ooh. Oh, put that on your gift card voucher. Oh, now watch this though. Watch this. What did St. Valentine die for?
According to History.com,
Hold up. What does St. Valentine stand for?
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Valentine is a saint of the Church. He was removed from the general Roman calendar in 1969 because of the lack of reliable information about him. He is the patron saint of lovers, epileptics, and beekeepers.
What? Why do people celebrate Valentine's Day?
According to Wikipedia, it originated as a Christian feast day honoring a martyr named Valentine. Through later folk traditions, it has become a significant cultural and commercial celebration of romance and love in many regions of the world.
Say it ain't so, fam. Say it ain't so, fam. What happened? St. Valentine, in real life, was beheaded because he actually stood for justice. He actually stood for justice. See? But what happened, though? It got commercialized. It got commercialized through folklore. People lost the whole meaning of what dude stood for. He wrote a letter to his chick, and he got killed for it because he stood for something. It wasn't about giving no chocolate out. It wasn't about giving no gift cards out. Nah, it wasn't about none of that. It wasn't about going out to eat no dinner. It wasn't about going out to eat no whatever food in no fancy restaurant or none of that. It wasn't even about a day of celebration. Dude, Valentine got his head cut off because he stood for justice. Because the church was actually going hard on everybody like, y'all not finna get married or matrimony. Y'all ain't finna do that. I forbid y'all to get married. Valentine like, nah, no sir. I'm finna have y'all come on in with me. Clergy found out. After they found out, they brought him over there, cut his head off. Now, how did people go from that real history to now celebrations? The Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he told us that we should study Spanish as another language. Now, let's look at something that's interesting. What is the definition of love in Italian?
In Italian, that's
amore.
This is Italian. This is Italian. Wait, what? What did it say?
Amore.
Hold up.
Amore.
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 So love, what people is saying that they celebrating, and they say that they had love for themselves and they got love for their girl, or vice versa. Your girl, she got love for you as a man. Your girl got love for you. So when you say, hold up. So when you say, what languages, hold up. What is the origin of the Latin language?
According to Wikipedia, Latin was originally a dialect spoken in the lower Tiber area around present-day Rome, but through the power of the Roman Republic it became the dominant language in the Italian region and subsequently throughout the Roman Empire.
What you said? So you think like Prophet Noble Drew Ali was telling us that we need to learn Spanish. Why was he telling us that? Because if we start learning so-called Spanish, which is really Moorish Latin, then you would say like, could it be just by chance, could it be, because you got the pessimistic, niggas that's out there, niggas and niggettes. They out there like, nah, that can't be it. Could it be that the Latin language holds a major key to the link between the Moors on this side of the world and the Moors on the other side of the world? Could it be? When you say something like, hold up, look, now watch this now. Now watch this. Why did they say that Latin was a dead language? See, you see, every chance that they had they would say shit like, Latin is a dead language. The Moors don't exist no more. Valentine, he actually died and it was a good cause. Valentine was murdered, beheaded, burned on a stake because he stood for justice. He ain't stand for cotton candy. Nah, he ain't stand for going to get your nails done and get your hair done. He ain't stand for going to get you a new car. He ain't stand for that. He stood for justice. Ooh. Then when you come back over there, because the first Europeans were dark complexioned people. The first so-called Europeans were dark complexioned people. You see? Oh yeah, we got law books on deck. Why would they say? Why would the school systems, colleges, high schools, higher learning, quote unquote, why would they say that Latin is a so-called dead language? Because Latin would link it up through linguistics. Speaking of linguistics, watch this. You gotta love it, fam. You gotta love it, fam. Hold up. Let's go right here. Yeah, let's go right here. You gotta love it, fam. Look. Look at this. Turn it around. What is the etymological definition of the word love?
According to the Harvard Crimson, the roots of the word love can be traced back to the Indo-European root lube, meaning to care or to desire, approximated from words including the Latin lubet, it pleases, and the Sanskrit lubyati, he desires. Along with love, related English words like libido and belief also descend from labu.
So, what do we got from that? The root word. You can't get rid of this shit. You gotta love this shit. Look, the root word for love. The root word for love can be traced back to an Indo-European root, lube. Now watch this. Meaning to care or to desire. Approximated from words including the Latin lubet. Now what's older? What's older? Latin or Proto-European languages? You can't get rid of it. It's in the language. You see? This is why these niggas said that Latin was a dead language. Because when you start studying Latin, you start unlocking keys. Keys to what? It's a time machine. The time machine, you can jump back to the past. You can go to the future. You can live in the now. And you can evolve in the cosmos. This is why they kept saying Latin is a dead language. Hold up. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though, Jay. Y'all don't hear me though, fam. This is why the Prophet Noble Ali said, Moors. What did he say? Moors should learn Spanish as a second language. Because learning Latin, Moorish Latin, which is the real name for Spanish, is the link. So we go back and we time travel back to the past, or you could say back to the future. Fam, listen, when you go back to the future, you look at something like myrrh. All right. Myrrh was a what? Myrrh was an overseer, a chief officer, a head, superintendent, director, foreman. See these titles? Inspector of dignities of the highest kind. See what we talking about? Moru, heads of families, sheiks of tribes. You see where we going? Overseers of the estates, land superintendent. Land superintendent. Look at the symbology. Look at it. Look at what's going on, man. We talking about Mur, Moor as the title of Tamari, so-called Egypt. Now you come right here, and then you see, look, Middle English. See, all you gotta do is look at the timelines. All right, this is carved in stone. You show me something that somebody has another language that links more, or not even. Hold on. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like it need to be. Show me something that says Indian on it. Show me something that says black on it. Show me something that says African American on it. Show me something that's carved in stone, my nigga, that's on the planet right now on the pyramids, and it's over 2,000 pyramids in the Americas. You think Prophet Noble Drew Ali didn't know what he was saying when he said Moors need to study a second language like Latin? So when you speak Latin, that's our language. Hold up. You gotta love it, G. You gotta love it, fam. Look, what it say? You gotta love it. What it say? What it say right here? Look. What is the origin of the word love in Hebrew?
According to Bible and Archaeology, the University of Iowa, the Hebrew verb ahav, pronounced ahav, with the final bet pronounced as a v, is a biblical Hebrew word meaning to love. The noun form of this word is ahava, pronounced ahavah, meaning love. Ahav and ahava cover a broad spectrum of concepts of love.
Ahava? Havana? You knew where I was going, boy. You knew where I was going. See, this is, see. You knew where I was going, huh? That's what I'm talking about. This is why I rock with y'all. Ahava, Havana. Come on, man. This is why I say you gotta love it. Look, you gotta love it, G. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So even when you speaking Moorish Latin, you still come right here to Havana. And where is Havana? Havana is in Cuba. Havana is in Cuba. Come on, fam. You thought we was playing some games or something. You thought we came to play or something. You thought we was here to play around. We could play around, but it's still gonna get ethered. Gotta make it fun though. Just gotta be yourself. Real shit. Just gotta be yourself though. Then when you come right back to it, look. This the wild part. Look. This the wild part. Peace and love to all the Moors, fam. So we didn't went from Italian. We didn't went to Latin. We didn't went to Hebrew. Where you want to go? Latin, Hebrew. You want to go Arabic? Hold up. What does love mean in Arabic?
In Arabic, you would say hubun.
Hubun. What does it say right there?
Hubun.
Hubun. Oh, wait a minute. And then when we went back to this, look, watch this now. Watch this. Yeah. What is the etymological meaning of love? What is the etymological meaning of love?
Love, care, desire. According to Wiktionary, from Middle English love, luv, from Old English lufu, from Proto-West Germanic lubu, from Proto-Germanic lubo, from Proto-Indo-European lub, love, care, desire. Okay, now you see that right there, right? Right? Now you see that right there, right? You see how it says Proto-Germanic? Okay. Proto-Germanic, right? Now look. Yo. Proto-Germanic, right? Now we do this right here, real time. Look. Noble coat of arms of Germany with Moors. Showing pictures that match.
This is not a magic trick. This is not a magic trick. So we talking about Proto-Germanic? Okay. Let's go there. Proto-Germanic. Proto-Germanic. Zoom in. Proto-Germanic. This is in Germany. Nobles, coat of arms. This is in Germany. And this is how they spell more in German or Deutsch. Look. You feel me more? M-O-H-R. This is how you spell more in German. M-I-E-R. You see how it still comes back to the language? Whether you go to Germany, whether you go to France, whether you go to Havana, where you want to go? Where you want to go? Where you want to go, more? Where you want to go? You want to go to Central Europe? Okay, cool. This is a royal crest in so-called Black Central Europe. Come on, Morris. Come on, Morris. Come on, Morris. What you thought? This is in Coburg. How they got a Moorish being in Germany? And you think this is why Noble Drew Ali. I was feeling that though. I was feeling that. Hold up. I was feeling that. Matter of fact, let's go here. So then you see why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was talking about more should study. How more should study Spanish as a second language. Peace. This is why Noble Drew Ali, the Prophet, was telling us in the 1920s we need to learn another language. So-called Spanish, which is really Moorish Latin. And Latin, how old is the Latin language? Look. How old is the Latin language?
About 2,700 years old, according to Ancient Language Institute. To put it briefly, about 2,700 years old. The birth of Latin took place around 700 BC in a small settlement sloping up towards Palatine Hill. The speakers of this language were called Romans, after their legendary founder, Romulus.
2,700 years old? So you just do the math on that, and then you like, wait a minute. So that would mean that the original Romans would have to have been copper complexion. Shut his beam out. The original Romans, from the original Romans, the Roman Empire would have had to been all Moors. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, come on, fam. You can't get away from this. You can't get away from this, fam. It's impossible. It's literally impossible unless you just deliberately want to detach yourself from reality. It's literally impossible for you not to come back home and see. Unless you just don't want to just be like, all right, this information is just so much facts on facts on facts. Unless you just want to be on some, I don't want to look at the information. If you just like that kind of, you know what I'm saying, person, okay, well, you got a disconnection. You got a deliberate disconnection in your head that you just don't want to get the information. You put up your own mental blocks because the information is there. It's right there. You can't get away from it unless you distance yourself from the information yourself. It's right there. Look, watch this. Watch this. Look at this, fam. So we talking about 2,700 years ago. Watch this. Watch. What language did Jesus speak?
According to History Channel, Jesus likely understood Hebrew, though his everyday life would have been conducted in Aramaic. Of the first 4 books of the New Testament, the Gospels of Matthew and Mark records Jesus using Aramaic terms and phrases, while in Luke chapter 4 verse 16, he was shown reading Hebrew from the Bible at a synagogue.
Come on, fam. Are you serious? Are you serious? Hold up. Are you serious? Look, hold up. So look. We know that Yeshua ben Yosef did not look like this because Yeshua ben Yosef is not even described in the Helios Biblios, the Bible, as this. In Revelations, how is Yeshua ben Yosef, Jesus, described? How is he described? Hair like lamb's wool, skin like burnt brass. Do that sound like, or do that sound like this? Does that description sound like it would look like this? No, sir. On God, more. So the Holy Roman Empire was all Moorish. You see, we jumping through time machines right now because time never was when man was not. Yeshua ben Yosef is described in the very book that they said, this is the book, the Holy Bible. So the Holy Bible is describing Yeshua ben Yosef as a Moor. And then, look, yo, it just gets stronger and stronger. Look, it said Aramaic, right? Aramaic, book reference. Book reference. So you go to a book reference. You pull up the Consecrated Talisman. Peace to the Moor, Prince Uriel Bey, right? We go to a book reference right now. Look. Now look at this. Look at this. And you see this right here? This is real time, man. In order to understand more about the ancient Moabite documents of America, we must first seek to comprehend more about the various ancient Semitic and Hamitic tongues. So you say that you a Hebrew Israelite. Pay attention. Because you say you go with Shem and all that, right? Pay attention. We talking about a linkage through language and the Hamitic tongues. Check it out. It say languages, dialects, and their family character. Hieroglyphics. The similarities. Okay? Semites, Hamites, languages, dialects, and the family character. We jump into hieroglyphics. Don't forget. Hold up. Nah, don't forget now. Hold up. Nah, don't forget now. Where we at? Where we at? Don't forget about the hieroglyphics. Because on the hieroglyphics, MER is the same thing as MOOR or MOHR or MUUR or MAUR or MORE. MU. It's over 50 variations, but we ain't even gonna go deep into that, even though it's all relevant. Look, you gotta love it, fam. Look, so check it out. We talking about linking up languages because these so-called Hebrew Israelites, you trying to go against your own people because you've been manipulated with language because your teachers haven't even told you that the word teacher in so-called Hebrew, the word teacher in so-called Hebrew is more. Hold on. Dang. See, they gotta see that. See, you gotta see that one. You gotta see that one because you like, nah, it ain't more. You say it's not more. You say it's not more because it's gonna be so-called Hebrew Israelites that's gonna watch this and they gonna get into their emotions and they gonna be like, nah, you just talking shit. Yeah, we got receipts over here from the book, The Torch. This is why we got to learn multiple languages. We used to be able to speak 5 languages minimum. See that? 5 languages minimum. See that? M-A-U-R. Palermo still. The title of the high priest of Anu. So if Moors wasn't really on nothing, how are we in hieroglyphics on the pyramids on all sides of the planet, both hemispheres of the planet? So if Moors wasn't on nothing, how do we have a title called the high priest of Anu? How do we have that? The Hebrew word, this is why I want to put the bow tie on though. The Hebrew word for teacher is more, which is the charge and obligation of all sons of the light. What are you saying? What are you saying? What? See, nah. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Y'all claiming that y'all Hebrew Israelites. Stay right there. What it say? Also, Strong Concordance, Hebrew. Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. It's called Hebrew and Chaldea Dictionary. All right. Book reference. So we got a book reference within another book reference. All right. Hebrew and Chaldea Dictionary. Page 60. Page 60. Mora. Luminous body or luminary, light, brightness. What was you saying? What was you saying? You were saying that Moors was not what it was, and you were saying something about Hebrews, and then you got people out there saying Indians. Again, this is a challenge. It's not even really, it is what it is. Anybody out there right now in real time, when you see this, it's going to be on real time. Anybody out there, present your evidence, your documentation. Show any documentation that you have for an Indian, for an African American, for a so-called person of color, for a so-called name that you create, a Pan-African. Present your information. Bring it to the table. And then everybody around can analyze what you're saying as far as Sunday Islam, or as far as saying that our people, are any of these so-called misnomers that you use. We're not Indians. We're not Native Americans. We're not African Americans. We're not people of color. Nah. Because using your own words, you said that you were Hebrew, right? Didn't you say you was a Hebrew? You can't be in action. Hebrew means the crossover. That's the Passover. So look, using your own words, it says in the dictionary called Hebrew and Chaldea, page 60. Then you come with the more. What it say right here? Luminous body or luminary, light, brightness. Then you come right here and you see more. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. An officer of an officer in the Isle of Man who summons the courts for several sheetings. The officer is similar to the English bailiff of 100. Then you come right here and you look up and it says the definition of the Hebrew word for teacher is more. More. But hold up. Didn't we say, what language did Yeshua ben Yosef speak? We was talking about that language, right? And then we was talking about the ancient Semitic people or Semitic languages from the Shemitic people, right? From Shem. And then we was talking about the language of the Hamitic language. Well, this is what we talking about. We all flowing. We all going and flowing right now. Look. Then you come right here with it and you see. Hold up. Look. You come right here and you see it, right? Look. Let's go. And what it say right here? It says the Semitic from the sons of Shem, from which the name Semitic comes from found in Genesis chapter 10, verse 11, namely assure. From, this is Hebrew now, this is in Genesis chapter 10, verse 11, whence Ashuric, which became Assyric. So you got Ashuric, which became, turn it up, son. You got Ashuric, which became Assyric, which became Syriac, which became Arabic, was birthed. And Aram, from whence Aramic comes, and Eber, the son of Shelah, whom are all Moorish. What? So, hold up. You talking about love. You talking about for the love. This is why the prophet told us to study Spanish, Moorish Latin. So when we study Moorish Latin, we linking up all these different languages. Let's show you the languages. Let's show you the languages we finna link up. So you got the Hamites and their dispersion. Nah, the consecrated talisman. Get a screenshot. Get a screenshot. Yeah. Let's go. And you come right here with it, right? Then you look. Now you got the Semites and their dispersion. So you got the so-called people that say that they're Hebrew Israelites, right? This is where the confusion come from, because they think that they different people. This is where the confusion come from. This is why you got to have love with it. Bet. You got the Semites and their dispersion, right? So what languages did the Semites speak? But before we go into that, watch this. Pursuing the same course as the Hamites, we shall first follow the primitive distribution of the Semites as given in our genealogical table. So we go into the gene keys. Let's go to some genealogy. Shem or Shem signifies a name in its radical letter, which are the essential and original constituents of the written word. It is simply SM, sustaining relation to the Moorish Latin signum, sign or signify. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is why they ain't want us to study this language. That's why they said Latin was a dead language. And they used the conversion when they said Valentine so-called died for something that it was something that we gonna turn him into a martyr and we gonna celebrate him on some, yeah, he died for a good cause. Valentine, if you didn't see it in the beginning of this beam out, Valentine got beheaded because he stood for justice. Because the church, they was not trying to have people get matrimony. He stood up and was like, nah, no, sir, I'm finna have y'all do what y'all need to do. The wind came back to the clergy and the church, cut his head off. Cut his head off. That's what really happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what really happened. Let me turn this on. Hold up. That's what really happened. Yeah. Yeah. That's what really happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what really happened. Let me go right here. 'Cause I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. That's what really happened, though. But we ain't done yet, though. Oh, no. We ain't done yet. We ain't done that. We ain't done yet. Look. So it got turned. So dude Saint Valentine got murked off because he stood for something. And then what happened? It got incorporated. It got commercialized. It got turned into giving gifts out, which ain't what it was even about. It wasn't about receiving no gift for Valentine's Day. He got murked on Valentine's Day. Killed, cut his head off. That's what he died for. But he died giving him a letter. He gave a letter to his girl. Cut his head off. That's the whole drop story behind Valentine's Day. How many people out here was just giving gifts out crazy, thinking it was something about, it was a Valentine. People don't even care. I ain't even know nothing about it till tonight when I dove into it tonight, G. I wasn't even thinking about it. But I was always thinking like, what the hell is people giving all these gifts out on this day for? But then I'm like, tonight, I'm like, fuck that. I'm finna go in on this shit. I'm finna go in. I'm finna really see, what is this day? What was it about this day that happened that was like, we need to start celebrating this day? No, sir. I'm finna go in on this shit. So I'm like, all right. Then I start seeing St. Valentine got murked, head cut off. Because I seen one of the Moors post something. So I threw it up on a repost. And I'm like, I'm going to dive in this shit tonight. Yeah, I think it was Brother Cujo. Yes, sir. Shout out to Canaan Land Moors up there. He posted it up there. So I'm like, I got to see what's going on with this shit. Matter of fact, run that. Run that up real quick. Run that up real quick. Let me see that. Run that up real quick. Let me see. Let me show y'all what I seen earlier. Let me show you what I seen. If you ain't seen it on the story, let me show you what I seen earlier. This is what I seen earlier that made me get on that. Is it still up? Okay. It's still up there. This is what I seen earlier that made me get on that. Hold up. Crazy as hell. Crazy. So let's pause it. You pause it. Oh, they ain't let me pause it. Tweaking. Valentine was offered a pardon on the condition that he renounced his Christian faith and worshiped the Roman gods instead. He refused and was sentenced to death. However, before he was killed, Valentine wrote a note to Julia, encouraging her to remain faithful to Jesus and to thank her for her friendship. He signed the note, "From your Valentine." Bing bong. Now you see the whole drop story about Romeo, Juliet, Valentine, and all that other shit. See what I'm saying? See what's going on? See what's going on? See what's going on? This was really going on. And this shit didn't got commercialized. You ask the average person, you say, hey, did you know that the word myrrh really meant love? And our nationality is written all over the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? See, pain, you got to remember, not all positive changes feel positive in the beginning. See? They don't all feel positive in the beginning. Nah, all positive change don't feel good in the beginning. You don't feel good in the beginning. Run that back. Yeah.
Read the title.
Yeah, man. It's heavy, man. It's heavy, man. It's heavy, man. It's heavy, man. They didn't commercialize that day up. Give chocolate out. Give flowers out. Give a car out. Give some gifts out. Give some gifts out. Dude got his head cut off. Who were the Romans? The Romans were our people. The first Romans were dark complexioned people, Moors, Moorish people. They were not pale Europeans. at all. They was not Pale Europeans. And then when you come right here and you start putting these languages together and you say that, hold up, you talking about the hieroglyphics. You talking about hieroglyphics. You talking about a lettering system, ancient Moabite Canaanite, from which the Greek, Roman, Latin, English alphabet are derived. So the English, Roman, Latin, Greek alphabet all come from ancient Moabite Canaanite script, which is called Upper Kemetic script, Proto-Semitic script. So the hieroglyphics still hold the keys, of your birthright and your name carved on there. You show me some that somebody pull out that they say they're Indian, that our people is Indians. You show me something that they got that show that our people was Native Americans. You show me video. You show me whether it's on the receipt form as far as audio, visual. Show me some documentation. Show me some evidence. Show the people some evidence. Because I see a gang of people out here. They still going hard in the wrong direction. You still going hard in the wrong direction because you think that our people are Indians, Native Americans, Hebrews. You going in the wrong direction. That's the wrong direction. You going full speed in the wrong direction. The wrong direction. Because look, this how we tied in. Let's put a bow tie on it. This how we tied in. Look. This how we tied in. Fam. Look. Watch this. Let's go back here. I'm feeling that. This how we tied in, though. Let's tie it in, Moors. Out of the book Consecrated Talisman. Let's tie it in, though. Saint Maurice was a Moor. Yes, sir. And then you come right here. Yeah, we did the etymology of the word Latin. We did the etymology on that. But look, though. Watch this. What it say? It says, the descendants of Noah and his son Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries or lands, and in their nations. Now watch this. Let me just put the bow tie on this, fam. Okay? Aram, called the fifth son of Shem, and his wife for 10. Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. Watch this. Zoom in. Aramaic Hebrew was the language of the Arameans, the descendants of Aram. Aram settled in the country, which was later called Aram. Book reference, the Bible, Numbers chapter 32, verse 37. And the language Aramaic was named after him. Aram is generally understood to designate tribes stretching from northern Arabia through Syria and central Mesopotamia to Aramania. Hold up. We ain't done yet. A name which still perpetuates this patronymic thence to the borders of Lydia. Aramania was a name of Phrygia. In Central Asia Minor, in the time of Homer, watch this. During this time, the Moors of Syria, they called themselves Arameans. These Moors extended as far southwest as Damascus. The Aram of Damascus came to successor Hadadezer, and David slew of Aram 22,000 years ago. This was 22,000 years ago, fam. You see how when you start reading and you start putting things together, and the Moorish Latin, which the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said we need to study a second language. He said it right here in the prophecies. He said more should learn Spanish as a second language. Why? Because that is the link up to our illustrious history. This is why he said go back into so-called Spanish. Because now, when you go back to so-called Spanish, you link it up even further. These are the languages that we spoke. These are some of the languages. What did it say? It says these are the parents of the many Semitic dialects, namely Ugaric, Chaldean, Syriac, Akkadian, Phoenician, Moabite, Uranic, Hebrew. What you saying? What you saying? What is you saying? What is you saying? What you saying? Huh? What you saying? You want some more languages? Okay. Phoenician, Moabite, Uranic, Hebrew, Aramaic, Assyric, Arabic, Sumerian, Ge'ez, Amharic. Hold up. Didn't they say? Wait a minute. Wait. Didn't they say Jesus? Wait, they couldn't have said that. They couldn't have said that. Didn't they say that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew? Oh, what you mean? You see, why the prophet, he was on business. This is why he said, go back to this language. This is why he said that. This is why he said, go back to that state of mind of your ancient foremothers and forefathers. Noble Drew Ali was the truth, fam. He was the truth. That's why he said love instead of hate. Why did he say love instead of hate? Because you gotta have the love to gain the knowledge, to get rid of the confusion, the doubt, and the fear. Once you get rid of the doubt, the fear, the confusion, then you can have understanding. Bing bong. Now you come right here and you see. Disregard the picture of the Albion European. You come right here, Islam or. Jesus likely understood Hebrew, though his everyday life would have been conducted in Aramaic. Aramaic? Jesus using Aramaic terms and phrases, while in Luke 4:16, he's shown reading Hebrew from the Bible at a synagogue. And if you do the genealogy, if you go to the 101s, the Moorish 101s, you will see the genealogy of Jesus goes back to Ruth the Moabites. Yeah. Ruth the Moabites, Boaz, cook 'em. Then you come right here with it. And then you see the so-called languages of Shem, his son, Aram. This, look. You come right here. You see the Moors extended as far southwest as Damascus. And during the time, we're talking about the Moors in Syria. The parents of the Semitic dialects are all these languages. They, on God, they just cousins. All of these are cousins. They just all cousins. They speak different dialects of the Semitic languages. No different than you got Moors in Chicago, how we talk, versus somebody from Louisiana, how they talk. Somebody from Houston, somebody from Florida, somebody from South Carolina, somebody from New York, somebody from Minneapolis, somebody from California, Montana, Seattle. Same thing. Look. Same thing. Somebody from Ohio, they got a different talk. Somebody from over here, Kansas, they got a different talk. Somebody from over here, Detroit, they got a different talk. Alabama, they got a different talk. ATL, they got a different talk. Same people, different languages. Cousins. Same people that speak all these languages down here is the same language. They just got different dialects. Except in Brazil, South America, they got Portuguese. See? So since they got Portuguese, hold up. Since they got Portuguese, let's go right here. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. Then you come right here and you see this right here, right? Look at this. Look at this right here. Peace, more. Then you come right here. All these different languages of so-called Spanish, they just different dialects. They just different dialects of Latin. That's it. They still speak Latin. They just got a different dialect. You know what I'm saying? Different dialects. Ayati is on the same island called Hispaniola that the so-called Dominicans are. But guess what? They both are Tainos. Bing bong. You both are Taino people. All y'all over here in Cuba, in Jamaica, you just, what you would say, Moorish Jamaicans, Moorish Cubans, Moorish Bahamians, Moorish Haitians, Moorish Dominicans. And if you come over here to Trinidad, it's the same thing. The same thing. You feel me? And you come over here to Venezuela, Chile, all that. And then you come across the water. You come right over here. If you start talking about going into Manchuria, have you ever seen the dark complexion Manchurians? The Manchurian, that's their real name. They really from Manchuria. China is a corporation name. If you look up, we're going to start doing all kind of shit, though. We're going to start beaming out all around the world, though. And when you see, you get this book right here. Look, when you start looking at the so-called Chinese people who are really Manchurians, and then you start seeing them and how they really looked, fam, on the fly with it, though. Look, these are the so-called Chinese people. Look, let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at their faces. See? Look at their faces. This is Central African so-called Negro. See? That's a Central African so-called Negro. Mongolians. Right there. See? You look at them and then you like, hold up, wait a minute. And you talking about somebody over there in Hawaii. Right there. Look at that. Look at that. You talking about somebody over there in Hawaii. What? What are you saying? Filipinos, Australians, Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders. What did it say? As was said, there are millions of so-called Negroes, Moors in the islands of the Pacific who in color, features, hair are almost indistinguishable from Africans. Almost indistinguishable. Love. That book is called Sex and Race by J.A. Rogers. This is volume 1 called The Old World. Peace and love to all the Moors. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So be looking out for this. Be looking out for this beam. I might just go in and just throw it up on YouTube. I might just throw this one up on YouTube. Just throw it up there. Off the love, though. Just throw it up there off the love, though. So we done linked up Latin. We done linked up Hebrew. We done linked up Italian. We done linked up French. We done linked up Aramaic. We done linked up multiple dialects called Semitic dialects. So how could we ever be anti-Semitic? Yeah, share this with Kyrie. How could we ever be anti-Semitic when that's our languages? What you talking about? How, Sway? How, Sway? How, Sway? Could never be anti-Semitic. That's our languages. How can we be anti-ourselves? This is why you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. So look. And you come right here with it, right? Look. You come right here with it. What it say? It says Farsi, Persian, coming from the language of Elohim, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Then you say the Canaanite, Moabite, Phoenician, Hebrew, hieroglyphic character, and linguistic link is seen in the ancient Semitic inscriptions of the Moabite stone. Hold up. Did y'all do the research? Did you do the research on the Moabite stone? Fam, you talking about something that goes so hard. Do the research on the Moabite stone. It's wild. It's wild. It's really wild. Look, let me bring this up. It's really wild. Hold up. Let me bring this up. Watch this. Watch this. The Moabite stone. Watch this. Cause I'm finna slide in a second. Now we gotta. No, we good on time. We got a few minutes. Look. So look. And you come right here with it, right? Look. What does love mean in French?
In French, that's aimer.
Aimer. Can somebody see right there? Love. What is that? What is that spelling right there? Aimer. What? How you say it again?
Aimer.
Aimer. Aimer. Says aimer, right? Hold up. This can't just be coincidence, can it? This can't just be coincidence, can it? Can this be coincidence that this says what? What did it say again?
Aimer.
Aimer. What that spell? What that spell right there? Ah. Yeah, give me a little volume on that. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. It's in the language. It's in the language. Hold up, check it out. What does love mean in Italian?
In Italian, you would say
Amore.
What?
Amore. 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 Amore.
Amore. What is the origin of the Latin language?
According to Wikipedia, Latin was originally a dialect spoken in the lower Tiber area around present-day Rome, but through the power of the Roman Republic it became the dominant language in the Italian region and subsequently throughout the Roman Empire.
What? What? Hold up. What did it say? What did it say? What did it say? Then you come right here, right? And you say this right here, look. What does love mean in Chinese?
In Chinese, you would say I.
I, right? What does love mean in Arabic?
In Arabic, you would say
Huban.
Huban. Remember Havana? Okay. What does love mean in Hindu? What does love mean in Hindu? Me tweaking. What does love mean in German?
In German, you would say Liebe.
Liebe. Now remember that right there? What is the etymological meaning of love?
Love, care, desire. According to Wiktionary, from Middle English love, luv, from Old English lufu, from Proto-West Germanic lubu, from Proto-Germanic lubo, from Proto-Indo-European lu, love, care, desire.
Love, care, desire. Love, care, desire, lube. And then when you came over here, nobles on the coat of arms who were Moors. Who was the nobles on our, who was the nobles? Who was the nobles? Who was the nobles? Who was they? So when you saying love, you got to dig in way deeper. Way deeper. Way deeper. Lube, that's German. And what's on the German crest? What's on the noble crest? What's that? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta light them. You gotta put the ether on them. Okay? You gotta light them on fire. You gotta really light them on fire. So they can really get it in their head. You gotta light them on fire with the knowledge. And that's what we are doing right now. This is what we doing. This is what we talking about the uplift and the fallen humanity. Each one teach one. So get the information, study the information, go outside, light them on fire. Make it irrefutable. Make it irrefutable, Moors. That's changing the frequency on the planet. You see, when you make it irrefutable, they can't go nowhere. It ain't no direction you could turn that Moors ain't there. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. Where you gonna go? Every direction you turn is gonna be a Moorish face there. Every direction you turn is gonna be Moorish information there. Every direction you turn is gonna be Moorish literature there, artifacts there, artwork there, pyramids there, hieroglyphics there. Where you finna turn to? And we ain't there. Right. It's the rise of the Moors, man. You gotta love it though. Even down to the word love, you still see the word more. You still see it there. Can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. Yeah, you can't get away from it. Drop knowledge every day. Every day. People gonna have to either get ready, stay ready, or you gonna get smashed by the tidal wave, because the Moorish tidal wave is already here. Get behind the prophet. That's what he said. Because even these so-called Hebrews that's out there, even at these so-called Hebrews that's still stuck on, we are Hebrews. Even if you stuck on that, your own words come back and look at you. Your own words tell you that you derive from Moors. The Hebrew word for teacher is more. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Your own word for teacher is more. How your word for teacher is more, but you ain't a Moor? What are you talking about, man? Listen, they leading you astray, fam. The people that's telling you that you're not Moors, and they trying to get you to get in your mind like we're different people and we're not cousins. We're cousins. We're not like different people. We're the same people. We just cousins. We're not different people, G. We the same blood. We just cousins. No different than all our people spread across the world right now. We the same people. We just speak different languages and have different dialects to how we talk. Same people, though. Same people. You just cousins. Distant cousins. Same people. You know what I'm saying? Same people. So I hope y'all got something from this beam out. I'm finna move around though. Hope y'all got something from it though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Keep in mind though, the origin of Valentine's Day was not somebody that was giving gifts out and they was receiving a card, or they was getting some kind of gift card voucher or something like that. It wasn't even for that. It wasn't even for that. It was somebody that stood for justice. And because he stood for justice, he got his head cut off. But you got to keep going though. See? Because what you do while you alive is going to be who you are for eternity. So what you do while you alive is what it's about. What you doing? What you doing while you up? It's what you do when you up. It ain't, I'm gonna do something tomorrow. Fuck that. What are you doing right now while you up? Because your legacy is what you make it. So if you ain't making no legacy out here standing on principles, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, having free national standards, what you doing? What's your legacy? Because this is what your children looking at. What's your legacy? This is what your little nieces and your little cousins, your little nephews, they looking at you. So what you doing out here? What you doing? Is you spreading love? Because love ain't always kumbaya. Sometimes love, you got to clap shit. You got to clap shit down. You got to torch shit sometimes. Shit got to get lit on fire. Shit got to get ethered. It can't always be kumbaya. Sometimes it don't be kumbaya. Sometimes it's love with passion. And love with passion, and sometimes it's stern. It ain't always going to be kumbaya. Nah, it ain't always going to be hugs and kisses. Nah, it ain't always finna be that. It's just always got to be 100 though. Whatever it's going to be, it always got to be 100 though. If it's 100, cool, we could do something with that. If it ain't, nah, it's fake. Out of the book for our slide. Wisdom of the Ancients. Wisdom of the Ancients. Talking about love on chief, tough love. Sometimes love do hurt. But you rather have somebody give you a message that's sweet, that's nursing, caring about your feelings, and they lying to you? Or would you rather have somebody give you some love that might make you uncomfortable, but it's 100 though, and it's actually something that you need to hear that's going to benefit our people? Or you want somebody to do what these politicians do? They get up on stage, these black activists, these so-called Indian activists, they get up on the stage, they hoot and holler, they talk about problems. This all they do. They talk about the problems. They don't present no solutions. They just talk about all the problems, and then they ask for donations. This all they do. That's all they do. So would you rather have somebody give you a message that's 100 with it, that you could do the research for yourself so you can save yourself by empowering yourself? Or would you rather go with somebody, oh, I'm a politician, I'm finna give you what you want to hear? Fuck that. That shit don't work. This is why Moors, we empowering ourselves, man. We empowering ourselves by getting the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, then beaming that shit out. Check it out. Then you come right here with it. What it say about love, though? It say, love. This is the most misunderstood word, as is sex. Sex and love and sex, they are mixed. They are muddled. They are abused and misconstrued by present day people. Love actually is harmony between two people or between two creatures of any kind. It does not mean that they are sexually interested. It means that each vibrates on a frequency which is completely compatible with the frequency of the loved person. Love is unselfish. Love is unselfish. A person will do things for love which he would not do for money. It is, of course, dreadfully unromantic But if people vibrate on the wrong frequency, then it causes dislike, apprehension, or even, I'm feeling that, apprehension, or even actual physical fear. But if one person could do a few more wobbles a second, or rather, if one person could have his molecules agitated to go a bit faster, then disharmony disappears, harmony takes over, love takes over. Harmony, harmony, fam. Harmony, not disharmony. Nah, not disharmony. Harmony, not disorder. Order, harmony, balance, love. Finna slide. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all Moors that tune in, though. Each and every last one of y'all. You got questions? Hit me on the DM. Hit me on the DM. Check out the Patreon. Check out the YouTube. I'm for sure gonna throw this on YouTube. I'm pretty for sure I'm gonna throw this on YouTube. Fuck it, I'm gonna throw it up on YouTube because I see the Grand be playing games. So I'm gonna throw this up on YouTube just off the strength though. For the love though. For the love though. For the love though, fam. For the love though. It's better to give than to get. If you think about it, it is better to receive. Receive. When you receive, when you give, you receive. What they say, the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity, you give the love out. And you're going to receive more than what you gave out. You're going to receive more than what you gave out. Love instead of hate. All right? Study, study, study. Teach your babies. Link up with like-minded Moors in your territories. All right? Peace, Moors. Yeah.